Hey, how's it going, everybody? Doing this vid for anybody that happens to have a JVC X'eye but doesn't have the original power supply with it and is trying to find one that will work. It's not exactly easy to find an original one, even on eBay or whatever, which a lot of times when you do, the person wants just a crazy price, like 30 bucks or more. I've never seen one cheap yet. And still, it's an old power supply, so you're taking a chance on it, which that price or anything close to that, too much to take a chance. Anyways, I was over at Goodwill today. Yes, I don't have the best Goodwill. It's one of those where you go through binfuls of stuff left over from the other Goodwills that instead of throwing it back into the dumpsters and trash cans like they should have done, it goes here. But they do get a lot of power supplies. So I'm always going there fishing through them. Occasionally I find ones for like Super Nintendo, Sega, whatever. And I always buy them because it's usually like 25 cents or maybe 30 cents like this one. It's 30 cents to get a power supply for this puppy that works after I modified it, which I'll show you that in a minute. Also, this one that I happened to find, now that I looked it up on Yahoo, just going on the brand name on it and then the model number, it happens to be one that's used with those Bluetooth type speakers for your cell phone or whatever, MP3 player. So, something that's still being made. And so I did find one on a website that sells spare power supplies and whatnot. It's kind of an electronics type website. It's just they're showing sold out, and they're wanting. Let me see here again. I think it was $12.99 or something. Yeah, $12.99. It just shows that it's out of stock. So it's something to where don't know if they're going to get any more or if it's permanently out or what. And this is 4elec.com. Just 4elec.com. For electronics store. And where are they out of? Okay, they're out of Indianapolis, Indiana, so U.S. And they do have a phone number where you can either call or text them, so at least you can do that if you got a cell phone. Call them up and see if they're going to be getting any more of these in. I mean, to get this puppy up and running, even that you'd have to modify it, because what the problem I had is the plug that was on the end of it was too small. I couldn't even get it to go in, just way too small. So I happened to have another plug that I bought that was the wrong amperage. It was DC instead of AC or whatever, or it was AC/DC or I don't know, but whatever. Didn't work, but at least I was able to cut the plug off of that and put it on this one. Just wiring it in and then using some shrink tubing, and boom, I got myself a working power supply that can handle more voltage and one that's not going to make this puppy turn off in the middle of playing a game, hence the one that I got with it, which fits a little bit too loose because I never did have the original. So we'll give you guys the name and the specs on this thing. And I'll also put it in the description for anybody who wants to copy it and do a search. I did a search on Yahoo first, and that's where I found this site showing one for sale. And then obviously it's for little speakers or whatever. I did try search, same thing, just the brand name and the model number on eBay. And I didn't come up with the exact one, but I came up with one to where it's the same specs on the voltage and everything, and then another one that's closer to the original, as in the 1.5 amp. As this one is 1.8, so like I say it can handle a little bit more voltage, which is better. It's better to be a little bit higher than a little bit lower. Now on the outright voltage, as in the 9 volts, you don't want to go higher than that because it probably could hurt this. If it's a little lower, like 8 volt, 7 volt, you might be able to get away with that if you find one used or whatever at like Goodwill like I did. just try it out and see if it powers on, and just give it a short test. Because hard to know what to believe. There's so many sites on this giving different information on it. I heard one person was saying that really all it draws is 5 volt, which maybe. But I wouldn't want to just outright get a 5 volt adapter. I want to make sure I have enough there in case it does need to draw a little bit more voltage at some time. So anyways, brand name for this is G/Project. And say brought up a bunch of these little Bluetooth speakers. And then the model is AS190/090/AC180. Input 100/240 volt, 50/60 Hz, 0.7A. Output 9 volt, and then you got a solid line on top and then 3 small lines on the bottom. That's to do with current or something. Then 1.8 amp. Or if you happen to find a different one where it's not different, it might say like 1500 mA or 1800 mA, which is the same thing. And then on polarity, negative to the outside here is in the barrel, positive to the inside. That's where the plug I was using, I say it didn't work. It was totally different. So all I had to do is just swap wires. Otherwise it works. So I just put it all together with shrink tubing. Shrink tubing is your friend. It is fucking awesome as it stays together. Way better than the little twisty ties or crimpy ones or whatever. It will stay together good. Now I am going to try and look up the other one, but last time I did, I got nowhere. But figured, what the hell, I'll try again. So I'll go ahead and give you guys the specs on this original one. Like I say, this one is closer to the original. It's 9 volt, 1.5 amp instead of 1.8. Looks like a little cell phone type charger sized plug, adapter, whatever. But the plug on this, I think the reason the guy crushed it is because the hole in the center was a little bit bigger, so the pin wasn't fitting in there tight. So he just crimped it a little bit with some pliers, but still it doesn't fit the greatest. Otherwise, this one's made by iMag, I/MAG. This is iMag Electronics Corporation Ltd. AC adapter model IM090W/15OB. Input AC 100/240 VAC, 50/60 HZ, 0.5A max. Output 9 volt, solid line, and then broken line beneath it, then 1.5 amp. And for you people that are sick like me, hence, where is this made? It's made in China. Naturally, it has the word dong in it. Factory iMeg Electronics, Dong Guan Corporation Ltd. So, find a place that makes dongs, and you should be able to find this. And if you're a kid, don't do it with your parents in a room, because, yeah. You don't want to find that kind of a plug-in. You want to find this kind of a plug-in. Okay, yeah, I'm a sick fat fuck, whatever. Otherwise, that's another one that'll work. Where if you don't want to mess with splicing, you can get it to work. It just, the problem I have with it, yeah, it fits, but I kind of got to mess around with it to get the contact good. Oh, that's another thing. Speaking of contact, as you can see, it's got the usual plastic on the end there, which is just a ground type thing to ground the inside from the outside or whatever. Anyways, that was pretty thick on this plug, so I just got a file, and as you can see, I didn't take it down too much, but just enough to where it goes in just a little bit deeper to hit that prong inside of it, so it's got better contact. So now it fits in there nice and tight, and I played a game for a while and didn't have any problems. So once again, I will put all the information at the bottom. I'll go ahead and paste the link for this 4elect.com site just in case they do have some more that they just haven't put on their site yet, or if they can find one for you, or who knows, they may have another one that'll work. As I just found the site, I haven't really gone through it to see what kind of stuff they have, so they may have another adapter that'll work even better. Who knows? Otherwise, man, when you can get something cheaper for one of these old puppies and get it up and running, hence, don't know exactly how rare, but rare enough to where, say, finding an original power supply for this, it can be a bitch. The only other thing I can say is if you have a Sega CDX, you can use the power supply off that on this, if you don't know already. And warning to you guys, it may power on, at least to show you guys that your system's not broken, but you can plug in the adapter off a Model 2 Sega Genesis, but don't use it with that. If anything, just plug it in, turn it on, make sure you're getting power, and then never use it again, as in don't start playing games or whatever. It doesn't put out enough of the milliamps or whatever. I think they're 850, so way under on what this really needs. I think some people were saying it's enough to where they could pop in a Genesis cart and play it, but when they'd go to play a Sega CD game, it wasn't enough voltage. It would screw up, and that means it could mess up your system. So better off not using it, just test it with it, and then hunt around for one that's more proper on the voltage. Catch you guys later.